Okay, so for part 2, we're going to talk a little bit about the brushes. I'm going to get rid of the clone source. I don't really want to use that for now. So, you have a lot of different kind of brushes that you can use. And let's go ahead and get the brush tool. And just to make sure everyone's paying attention, what would happen if I were to do this? Nothing, because it's gray. But, change the back, and let's do a red stroke. And I do this. This is something I don't want to do because it's on my background layer. Now it's there forever and I can't move it. So I just hit Control Z, new layer. We'll call this one brush. Okay. So pop that back down over here. And I want to just select kind of a, I don't know, a fun brush, something. Maybe something like that. And you can kind of mess around with the diameter. If you check it, select one of these, go to scattering, so you can kind of do something cool there. Count. Okay, and you can play around with different things for the brush. And what we're going to do is, pick a color that you might want to use. Maybe I'll do something a little darker here. And you can just kind of paint along if you want. I like to hold down the shift and it stays kind of in the same place. You'll see it scatters a little bit, but have some fun with it. If I want to put that below this one, so it's kind of in the background. Put that below this one, so it's all behind there. And, have some fun with it. If I don't like it, I just throw it away and create a new layer. Experiment a little bit more with the brush. Say I want to do something a little bit different. See what one of these would look like. See, that's just a straight line. So, I mean, if you want to experiment and do some fun stuff, you can just kind of do something like that. Like I'm saying, I'm not asking for anything like spectacular design. Just have some fun, play around with that tool. See what the different options are. The biggest thing about this lesson is I really want you guys to understand layer hierarchy. Whatever's on top is going to be the most visible. Okay, so if you want to play around with some brushes, go for it. You can play around with some of the different shapes, but stick to kind of basics for now. Next thing I'm going to do is the text. This is the one people like to play with. Now, what's cool about the text tool is this is going to create a new layer automatically for me. See? Text layer, so I don't really have to worry about that. And I'm going to say David Danforth and 7069 at dccct.edu. Okay, I can put my information up there. And here's just a quick hint, guys. If you have the text tool selected and you want to move or do anything to this, come up to the move tool, which is this top tool right here. You're going to go back to this a lot. Okay, so move that to wherever you want it. Okay, so you can see like now it's almost hidden by that recycle symbol. But what you can do is, since you did on your own layer, you can move this and you can make this smaller. Now you can come up to image, okay, and you can rotate it if you want to. Okay, you can come down to edit transform and do all sorts of kind of different stuff to it, or free transform. I use free transform a lot when it comes to like symbols, because the keyboard shortcut's really easy to remember. Control T. Okay, that brings up a little box around it so I can make it smaller. And if you hold down the shift, it keeps it in proportion. So I'm holding down the shift key. So I'll just go ahead and hit return. Keep that like right over here. Okay. Now, if I want to change all of this text at one time, I come up to that layer, move this, I hover over the T right here where the box is and double click it. And it selects all the text at one time. And I'm going to make the text white. See, it pops out a little bit more. Now, here's the fun part. This is where you guys can really play around with it. There's this little button right here. Okay, this is effects. See, FX, effects. And these are all your different kind of effects that you can do on text. Now you got to make sure your text is selected, and then you can come down here and create a drop shadow, a bevel, all sorts of kind of fun stuff. So I click on drop shadow. Now here's the thing. You have to be on this. This has to be blue, not just check marked. Okay? Check mark will make it for you, but you can't mess around with it. You have to be on it. Like if I want to do something that's outer glow, I have to, not only do I have to check it, but I have to click this. And then I can change this to any kind of outer glow I want to. Okay? That's a problem a lot of people run into, is that they just, you know, they'll have this open and start just checking things at random. Like, well, how do I change it? Well, you got to be on this. See, by clicking blue here, you'll see that there's a color overlay. There's a sateen here. There's bevel and emboss here. Okay? So I'm going to turn off some of these. You guys can go to town. Do as much in the text as you want. Now's the time to do it. I can change the bevel and emboss now. I can soften it. And just have fun with this, guys. You can really just go to town, because you're not going to hurt anything. Because let's say you click on everything. I want one of each. Like McDonald's. There you go. See? Very tacky. But tacky's okay. In this first assignment, have fun. The only way you're really going to learn all these different kind of text effects is to go in there and play around. Because here's the cool thing. If you don't like it, cancel. Okay? Or just turn them all off. You're not like doing any like permanent damage to your text. Okay? So for this one, have some fun. Put a bevel on there. Let's choose a different font. Let's do something that's kind of cool. That's Blades. Okay? I'll show you guys later a cool site to upload fonts to. So I can like zoom in on it. Okay? To do that, I just grab the little magnifying glass and click and zoom in. Let's say like you're really far in, you can see like the individual pixels. Okay? Up here, fit to screen, and it takes you back out. Or if you zoomed in really tight, double click this hand tool. Yay! Okay. So have some fun with the text. Play around with different shapes, boxes, paintbrush. If you know more about Photoshop, go to town. When you're done with this, just go ahead and do a save as. Okay, and save it as a Photoshop document to like your desktop. That's what you're going to upload in the Projects tab. A PSD. Do not flatten it. Don't make it a JPEG. Nothing like that. PSD. PSD. Because if you save it you can save it as a PDF with layers, but just PSD for now. So I want to see your layers. I want to see what you guys did. Okay. So just have some fun with this business card. Move stuff around. Get used to playing with different things. Like if I want to transform this little box here, I hit Control T and stretch it out. Hit return. If I want to do something with this little recycle thing, I can just put it right there. I can make it like, whoops, I can make it really huge. See? Put it down in this corner. Put it down over here. Move this to this so it hides part of it. Different stuff. Play around with the hierarchy, move one up, one down, that kind of stuff. And just have some fun with it. Remember, this is due this Sunday, so go ahead and save it, upload it. Got any questions, send me an email. Thanks.